Hi Akash.
Hello, Ishita.
Today we have with us Mr. Akash Garg, who's the author of this best-selling book, How to Become a Massive Action Taker. Akash is the leading personal development coach and he's transformed thousands of lives by really getting people into action. He's also created more than 10 personal development programs and he's ensured that a lot of people are actually getting into action and following his footsteps and actually making it big in corporate and personal life. Akash, by profession, is a chartered accountant, and I'm really happy to announce that he's now writing his second book. Akash, can you tell us something about your second book now?
Yes, I'm writing my second book. I'm very excited to, introduce that. The title of my second book is Get Into Action.
Right.
So, action is the thing which is the most important superpower for us. A lot of people think that knowledge is power. Knowledge is only potential power. When you get that knowledge into action, that is the real superpower. And ideas are there with all of us, right?
Right.
We all have ideas, one idea after another. Ideas keep on coming in our mind. 60,000 thoughts are coming in our mind every day. Now, if we get that power to convert that idea into a tangible result through the power of action, there is no alternative to that.
Great, Akash.
So the title of my book is Get Into Action, and it will be all about practical strategies, how anyone can start getting into action from day one.
All right. Now, Akash, this interview comes at the right time when the world is really struggling against a pandemic, and these are unprecedented times. And we have a lot of time available to actually get into a habit or actually transform our lives in a better way, which would obviously ensure personal and professional success. So, keeping that in mind, I have designed a set of 5 questions that me or anybody else who is actually trying to spring into action will ask you, and we shall, with your permission, now begin. And
100%.
I'll be asking you my first question. So, why do you think working on habits is important for personal and professional success?
Yes, very good question, Ishita. Actually, habit is the most important thing. It's a thing that has been ignored for a lot of time in the personal development industry. Motivation was at the forefront, but motivation may get you started, but habits keep you going. Habits is something which keeps you going, because what is motivation? Let's understand motivation deeply. Motivation is just an emotion, like happiness, like sadness, like frustration, like worry, right? Motivation is also an improvement, an emotion. I can really pump you up in 2 minutes. You will be like totally motivated. I'm going to change the world from tomorrow onwards. I'm going to change the world tonight. I'll be a millionaire. Yes, I can do it. Aasan hai, kar sakte hain. You will be like really pumped up. But then what will happen? When you will start actually working on your thing, on your book, on your course, on whatever you want to do, right? What will happen? Stress will come in, worry will come in, other emotions will come in, and the emotion of motivation will not be there.
Absolutely.
So the two most important things to get into action is, number one, habits, and number two, willpower. Now, what is habit? Okay, let's understand habit a little more deeply. When a child is born, a new baby is there. It's like a blank slate. It's like a blank slate. Just like you get a computer from the market, it has few basic applications. Rest, there is no photographs, no files, nothing. Few basic apps for working. Slowly you start entering, inputting some data into it. Just like a child starts to learn ma, papa, teacher, house, my friends, anything of that sort, right? Now we all are feeding so much of information, and the child is learning. The computer is learning. The Alexa or Amazon, everything is learning. Why? How does that learning happen? When you teach the child a first word, what happens? When he speaks for the first time, a small neural pathway is created. Small neural pathway is a small thread, microscopic thread is formed in the brain. A small neural pathway is formed. Now, when you keep on repeating something, that neural pathway starts becoming thicker. It's basically a muscle. It starts becoming thicker by repetitions, and slowly what happens? It becomes a habit through repetitions. Let me give you another example, a simpler one. Suppose you join a new company, right? And today you have to go for the first day. You have never been to that company. You have given just telephonic and online interviews. You have never been to that company. Now पहले दिन आपको difficulty होगी वो ऑफिस ढूंढने में. आपको पहले दिन देखना पड़ेगा कहाँ से जाना है, कौन सी बिल्डिंग है, कौन सी गली है, कहाँ कहाँ पार्क करूँ, कहाँ ऊपर जाऊँ, लिफ्ट कहाँ है, सब कुछ आपको फिगर आउट करना पड़ेगा, राइट?
Right.
It will be difficult for you. Second day also it might be difficult. Third day onwards it will start becoming easy for you, and within 10 15 20 25 30 days it will be like आप फोन पे बात करते करते आ गए, आपको पता भी नहीं चला कि रेड लाइट थी, आपने ऑटोमेटिकली लेफ्ट टर्न ले लिया, राइट टर्न ले लिया, you parked your car, you got into the lift.
Absolutely.
Subconsciously unconsciously you reach to your office without knowing कि मैं निकली कब थी और मैं पहुंच कब गई.
Right. So all you're trying to say is that we need to work upon them, right? It
Yes.
doesn't come naturally.
Yes. And the most important part about this is a lot of people ignore habits and they rely upon willpower. Okay? See, willpower is very limited in our life. Most of the people try to use willpower and that is why they fail. They don't try to build habit because habit is something which automates your action, and willpower is something which you have to use. It's a limited muscle. You can use your willpower all in a day and it may take you even 10-20 days to again get that willpower back. Right. So that's why habit is the most important thing if you want to get success in your personal and professional life, Ishita.
Great insights there. Akash, my second question is that it's proven that people who follow up with some kind of a discipline or they change it, some habit, they become more successful. Now, an ideal answer, if you could give me, and if you could tell me that, are there any personal examples that you've come across in your life, or are there any real cases which you can discuss with us, and how you've helped transform these lives?
So before I give my own personal example, let me give an ideal example to you, right? I really follow this guy, this huge guy called Tony Robbins. Okay? He's the world's #1 personal development strategist and #1 personal development coach. I follow him deeply and I treat him like a mentor. Okay? It's a personal example from his life. When he started off on this journey of personal development for himself, he was doing this NLP course, right? He was learning how people can get rid of their fears, their phobias and all. So he just attended one seminar, and it was a 6-month certification program. There was a full batch. Now this guy, after attending that batch, said, let's go out in the market and let's cure some phobias. The entire batch was shocked. They said, Tony, abhi sirf ek class hui hai. Abhi we are not certified to start practicing this knowledge. Abhi ek class hui hai. Abhi kaise market mein ja sakte hain? He said, nahi, abhi aaj jo seekha, let's apply it. They all said no. He said, screw you, I'll go. He went into the market. Jo usko milta tha, एक बंदा, दो बंदा, तीन बंदा, उनको बोलता था, what is your problem? Tell me your problem. I'll cure your phobia. Are you scared of snakes? Are you scared of heights? Are you scared of taking action? Tell me what are you scared of? And I'll cure your phobia. Now, all his counterparts, all successful personal development strategists and coaches were doing one weekend seminar. And this guy was curing phobias 5-10 times in a day. So this guy was doing approximately 35 to 40 speaking engagements every week, whereas his counterparts were doing one. So that is the reason this guy was able to get that muscle, get that strength, get that, mastery in his art in 1 year, what others take 20 years to achieve.
Right.
So that's why it is said that repetition is the mother of all skills.
Right.
Similarly, in my life, when I started, my public speaking thing, I was very bad at communications. If there were 2 people, I was not able to speak. I used to stammer, stutter. I was not able to speak if there was more than 2 people. When I started off, I used to put a small camera, webcam, and start recording and start speaking. It was very difficult, very difficult. But I kept on doing it. Slowly, the confidence started building in. The repetitions were happening. The neural pathway was creating that. I knew, started knowing how to face my fear. Whenever I used to press the record button, that fear used to come. I started training my fear. I started training my mind, my body, my language. Automatically, the words, the insights used to start coming in. And then I started helping people also. So anything, whether you want to lose weight, you want to gain muscle, whether you want to make money, whatever skill you want to master, repetition and habits is the key. You can't succeed without that.
This has also partly answered my third question, which was that how could we channelize our energies in the right direction and form a habit? So any more insights on the same?
Actually, Ishita, in the last 15-20 years, there has been a lot of discovery on this science of habits. So it's a complete science, right? Saying it so comfortably that repetition will form a habit is the very simplistic way of saying it. Reason I'll tell you, because to do the initial repetitions, you would need a lot of willpower, right? बिकॉज अगर आज मेरे को एक इंटरव्यू करना है या आज मेरे को एक वीडियो रिकॉर्ड करना है उसके लिए मेरे को विल पावर चाहिए हैबिट इज नॉट येट देयर या आज मेरे को रनिंग पे जाना है या आज मेरे को पुशअप्स करना है तो आई नीड लॉट ऑफ विल पावर टू स्टार्ट एंड टू डू इट अगेन देन टू डू इट अगेन सो देयर हैज बीन अ साइंस दैट हैज बीन डेवलप्ड सो can I talk about that science in short?
Sure, please, all yours.
So that science has basically 4 steps and that's called the habit loop, the loop of habit, how anyone can build a habit in 4 steps. So the first step is creating a trigger. Let's take a very easy example. Let's take the example of our phone. Now, suppose a message comes. So what will happen in my phone? How would I get to know that message has come? A beep will be there, a notification will be there, or if my phone is on silent, then a vibration will be there, right?
Right.
That is a trigger for me. Light will be illuminated in my phone and that beep will come. It will be a trigger. My attention will go there, right? Now what will happen? What happens next? I'll crave to see who messaged me or who called me, right? It's a natural instinct. Right. I'll be craving किसका message आया होगा, किसका call आया होगा, क्या बोलना चाह रहा है वो, क्या कहना चाह रहा है मुझसे. So what will I do? I'll pick my phone and I'll unlock it. I'll just see the notification कि किसका message था. That is step number 3, which is our action on the craving part.
Right.
And then when we check our message, what happens? We get a reward in the form of satisfaction. Yeah, I was able to check it. Okay, I know that Ishita had messaged me, right? So what happened? The step number 1 was trigger, notification. Step number 2, craving happened. Step number 3, I checked my phone. And step number 4, I got that reward.
Right.
So any habit that we need to form in our life, we have to follow these 4 steps. If we start following these 4 steps, then what happens? Automatically that habit over the period of time becomes automated in our lifestyle.
So for example, like if someone wants to lose weight and gain muscle, what do you think is the appropriate reward for it?
Let's start with the trigger first, right?
Okay.
Let's start with the trigger.
The trigger is that someone wants to get into an ideal dress. And if they feel that they lose that extra, they lose those extra kilos, they're going to get into that dress.
That's not the trigger. That's the craving.
That's the craving. So what's the trigger?
Trigger, you have to set a trigger now. Okay? There is no trigger right now in our lifestyle to get into shape. That's why we are not working out. So there has to be a trigger. What has to be a trigger? It can be a very simple trigger. Maybe an alarm that goes off.
Okay. A medical report probably.
That will again come into, so trigger has to be every day. A trigger has to come every day. Like a notification comes every time we want to check the phone.
Right.
So medical report is something which will come once and then we'll want to do it. That will increase our craving. Right. So trigger has to be there every day. So what can be a trigger? Basically, an alarm can be a trigger. That at 6 o'clock, suppose you want to work out from 6 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. So at 6 o'clock, automatically an alarm goes off. Now what will happen? Automatically your attention will go to towards that alarm, that now it's my working out time.
Right.
Trigger is there. Now a craving has to be built. Now what is a craving for working out? What can be a craving? Yes, you are absolutely right. Maybe a medical report, or maybe a motivation to fit into a dress, or maybe you want to speak on the stage and you want to look good, right?
Right.
You need to find a compelling reason.
Right.
A compelling reason which is compelling enough to not let you relax. That compelling reason can become a craving. Yes, I want to get into that dress. I want to speak. I want to look good on camera. I want to have a new boyfriend or a new girlfriend. I need to get married as soon as possible. So I need to come into shape, right?
Right.
That can be a craving, right? You need to crave for that. Next, what happens? Get into action. The third step. And whenever you are forming a habit, a blunder that people do is they try to do everything at once. So keep it very simple. Do it only for 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes exercise. Don't think that today I'll start working out for 1 hour in the beginning, because you'll over expect from yourself. Your mind, your body, your nervous system is still not trained. So just do it for 5 minutes. Just do 5 push-ups. Just do 100 jumping that. That's it. After that, what can be a reward? A reward can be very simple thing. Akash, I love myself. Akash, I love myself. Akash, I'm proud of you. Akash, I think I allow you to watch 10 minutes of Game of Thrones today. I allow you. You
So
can do
giving
it
a
guilt
pat
free.
on your own back, that is what you mean.
Yes, you are giving yourself a small reward. A reward should not be कि I'm eating a burger, कि 5 minute exercise करी और पूरा burger खा लिया. That shouldn't be a reward.
That'll
So
be disaster.
that will be a disaster. That will be a wrong pattern, downward spiral. So just give a reward. Akash, I love you. I allow you to do this 10 minutes of this, 5 minutes of this. Now, when a reward is there at the end of any cycle, you'll start wanting to do that again. You'll start it again. Next day, again, do it for 5 minutes. Next day, again, do it for 5 minutes. Then what will start happening? You will start mastering the beginning. Right? When you master the beginning, 5 मिनट करने की आदत पड़ गई, 15 दिन तक, 20 दिन तक, 1 महीने तक, तो ऑटोमेटिकली क्या होता है, आपको 5 मिनट करने की आदत पड़ गई ना, तो ऑटोमेटिकली वो हैबिट बन गई. अब आप उसको 15 मिनट करना स्टार्ट कर दो, धीरे धीरे फिर 30 मिनट्स करना स्टार्ट कर दो, धीरे धीरे फिर 90 मिनट्स करना स्टार्ट कर दो.
Right. This brings me to my next question. So how much time do you think it is required to actually form a habit? Well, I read some, I follow some motivators, and they say that it takes 21 days to form a habit and then 90 days to form a lifestyle. Would you have similar views, or would you have something different to tell us?
Basically, this 21-day thing has been a myth. Okay?
Right.
It depends actually upon habit. No one can give you an exact answer for this. It depends upon the type of habit that you want to build and the type of person that you are. Maybe your mind is so fertile today, Ishita, that it will take you only 5 days to build this habit because you are ready for it today. There has been so much of pain, so much of embarrassment, so much of nonsense in your life that you are at the threshold. और आज आपने start किया और आज से habit build हो गई. ये भी हो सकता है. There may be a person जिसकी लाइफ में इतनी वो मसल वीक है, उसका माइंड इतना ज्यादा वीक है और वो उसने हैबिट जो पकड़ी है वो इतनी कॉम्प्लेक्स है that it may even take 100 days, 200 days to build that habit, to automate that in his life. That can also happen. So it depends on the type of habit, on the type of person, and the complexity of that habit that that person is trying, and the type of system that that person is trying to get. But to simplify that answer, yes, I think if you regularly repeat something for 50 to 60 days, then it starts getting automated in our life. My people whom I've coached personally, and in my life also, I've felt that 50 to 60 days is at least required to start automating it in your lifestyle.
All right. And I'll now come to my final question.
Yeah.
Which is that any final thoughts on this entire conversation, and any final advice to people who are actually trying to form a habit? What will be your final thoughts in it, Akash?
Ishita, I think this time is a blessing for all of us. It is giving us a lot of time to think through. Now no one can say कि यार हम बहुत ज़्यादा busy हैं. Reflection time मिल रहा है. It's a perfect time that your earlier notions are broken. Your earlier excuses are broken. Now people are coming up with new excuses. So instead of coming up with new excuses, start building some habits. And people ask me this question all the time, that what are the top habits that you recommend, right? So in this time, I'm going to recommend you some of the habits which are universal, irrespective of which profession you are, irrespective of what you are doing, at what stage you are. If you are able to get these habits in your life will be like here all the time, right? Are you ready to listen to those 4-5 habits?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So the first habit is communication skills. Start building communication skills, spoken communication skills. Very important, because irrespective of your profession, whether you are in business, whether you're in sales, in accounts, whatever, whether you're a teacher, author, whatever, your words have the potential to change others, whether it's your customers, vendors, students, whatever, colleagues, bosses, managers. Your words have the potential to change and bring a major change in the world or in your team or whatever, right? The second thing is again words, but written words. Written words are very important.
Right.
So build a habit of writing something, whether it's a Facebook post, LinkedIn post, a blog article, a book, whatever. I'm helping people to write books in these times. People are coming out with a whole manuscript, right? I have my coaching programs for book writing also. So
Great.
build a habit of writing book, just writing an article, maybe one page or something. Dear diary, start writing something.
A
Build a
journal
habit
would,
of it.
I mean,
Just
journaling your thoughts.
yes, whatever you want to write, just keep on writing. And if you're not getting any idea what to write, just start writing on, I don't know what to write, why am I not getting any thoughts, start random scribbling, right? The third thing is getting into shape. Very important. Irrespective of your age, if you are in shape, there is no harm, there is only benefit. You get body confidence, you get more energy, you are activating every hormone in your body when you are working out.
Absolutely.
The fourth thing is meditation. Very important. As I said earlier, we get 50 to 60,000 thoughts every day. Now, if we are able to meditate and we can focus our mind on certain things, we can train our mind on certain things, then we can easily reduce, Ishita, you won't believe, 10,000 to 20,000 thoughts in a day.
Right.
Just imagine a person who has 60,000 thoughts versus a person who has 30,000 thoughts. Will the success, probability of success would be different for both the people?
Yes, definitely.
Right? Mind is going here versus mind is here for a long period of time. Focus, distraction free. So meditation is very important. And the fifth and final one is the habit of, making a decision and sticking to that decision. So if you decide today that you want to do something, stick to that decision. Start building that muscle, that habit of sticking to your decision. Because अभी थोड़े साल से क्या हुआ है ना, हम डेली डिसीजंस बनाते हैं और डेली तोड़ते हैं अपनी कमिटमेंट्स, वेदर इट्स इन आवर पर्सनल लाइफ, प्रोफेशनल लाइफ, अपने आप से, अपने खुद की कमिटमेंट्स अपने आप से बनाते हैं और तोड़ते हैं. सो इफ यू आर एबल टू गेट इनटू दैट हैबिट कि हमने आज कुछ डिसाइड करा, देन वी आर टोटली रिस्पांसिबल फॉर दैट. ईदर वी डोंट डिसाइड, पर आज अगर हमने कमिट कर दिया तो फिर मैं अपने आप के भी नहीं सुनता.
Right.
And I really salute the writers of that dialogue in Salman Khan movie. I don't know what was they thinking, but they wrote such a beautiful thing कि एक बार मैंने कमिटमेंट किया तो मैं अपने आप की भी नहीं सुनता. Now अपने आप की भी नहीं सुनता का मतलब क्या है कि मेरे माइंड में बहुत नेगेटिव थॉट्स आ रहे हैं उस कमिटमेंट को लेके, पर मैं अपने माइंड की भी नहीं सुन रहा, अपने चैटर की भी नहीं सुन रहा.
Right.
I am sticking to my commitment. So these are the 5 top habits that anyone should build in these times.
Thank you so much, Akash. I think that was really very, very enlightening. And I would again want to tell you all that this is the book Akash has written, and it was very kind of Akash to send me a personal handwritten note on the same. I think Akash can leave a comment at the end of the video in the comment section, and he can send you a link. And I hope right now you're not, I'm sure right now you're not able to send these books across to people.
Yes.
But we hope that as soon as things get back to the normal, Akash will be definitely sending across his books to all of you. And I've read this book personally, and let me tell you that it has great, great practical tips. Thank you so much, Akash, for spending your time with us today on a busy working day. And I look forward to more such discussions with you.
Thank you so much, Ishita. Loved it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.